Hello, everyone. Cindy Houston here with Yoga Body Elements and Women's Circle Chicago. And today we have another guest speaker who's going to be guest leading the upcoming Women's Circle Chicago on Monday, January 19th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Yoga Body Elements studio and online. So please come join us. Our guest speaker we have today is Jodee Blanco. Jodee is a New York Times best-selling author, and she is an expert trainer in communication. And she wrote the book that started the anti-bullying movement in the U.S. school system. And she is a former instructor from University of Chicago, NYU, and she's also been featured on U.S. Today and NBC CB News and CBS News. And so, Jodee, thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes to speaking at Women's Circle Chicago. And for people that don't know who you are, Jodee, who are you?
Hey Cindy, it's good to see everybody. I'm honored to do this. I've attended women's circles before, and I think they're wonderful and nurturing and informative and comforting. You've managed to combine that rare combination of practical tools and spiritually aware lifestyle decisions. It's amazing. My name is Jodie, and I'm a New York Times bestselling author. I started out in the communication space. I owned a PR firm that I started very young in my 20s, and I worked in the entertainment business and publishing. Then, when I was in my 30s, I wrote a book called Please Stop Laughing at Me about how I was the school outcast from fifth grade through high school and nobody wanted to publish it, if you can believe it. I can talk about resilience too, and perseverance. Nobody wanted to publish it. I bullied a publisher into taking it, and it was an overnight New York Times bestseller. And this was, long before the anti-bullying movement, and it really started the movement in the school system here. And I was the first survivor to ever look back on those experiences and write a best-selling book about it. And since then, I've been working in the American school system doing anti-bullying, training educators on better communication practices. But then I also serve another really constituency and wheelhouse, and that's corporate. So I serve two worlds. I do anti-bullying and student presentations and help schools with anti-bullying, but I also work in the corporate sector, training executives and professionals how to be better, more emotionally intelligent communicators, and corporations bring me in for trainings. So that's kind of who I am. And what we're going to talk about. Oh, by the way, the book was called Please Stop Laughing at Me. Some of you may have even read it. It's required reading in a lot of schools. Anywho, what we're going to talk about on the 19th, communication. How to be a more emotionally intelligent, effective communicator, even when your back is against the wall. Like, for example, have you ever dreaded a conversation? Have you ever found yourself calling your besties and wanting to rehearse it with them because this conversation you just so are dreading? How do you approach that conversation with clarity, dignity, and strength? Have you ever had an argument with someone or just an animated discussion and the other person keeps gunning for you to argue? They no matter what you say, it's like they just want to argue and they're trying to put you on the defensive no matter what. That's called a descending conversation. I'm going to teach you how to flip the script and transform it into an ascending conversation, a conversation in which both of you are able to have a productive, meaningful dialogue. But how do you do that in 10 seconds? I can tell you how to do that. How do you lead with truth and compassion? How do you articulate yourself with emotional credibility so that the other person trusts you and feels safe and actually believes what you're saying? Is it true that when somebody is arguing with you or just poking your buttons, is it because they want you to understand them, or is it because they want you to agree with them? And what do you do if you can't find consensus? How do you handle somebody, someone you love or somebody you work with who's angry and and upset? How do you find your center and then help them navigate their way back to their own? What do you do when you've been completely blindsided by somebody you really trust? How do you engage intelligent, empathetic, intuitive communication tools that will right the ship that's got you hanging off the edge? How do you do it? That's what we're going to be talking about on Monday.
Wow, there's so much information. It's so great. Um, and you shared you shared a little bit about what got you started and also what we're going to speak about, what you're going to speak about at the Women's Circle this month. Is there anything that those women that are wanting to attend, whether in person or virtual, should prepare, should bring?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Open hearts, open minds, and I'm very practical. So my twos are really simple, like 3 steps for how to respond instead of react. A litmus test for knowing if you should respond to someone via email, text, phone call, or in person. So they're really practical tools. What I want you guys to come with are situations that you're either currently facing or maybe that you faced previously and you are wondering how you could have handled it better. Bring your situations with, and you can ask me. It's a safe space, doesn't go past us. But you can say to me, like, Jodee, okay, I've got to have a conversation with somebody about this, and I'm really nervous. How do I approach it? Or, oh my gosh, last weekend I just got in a horrible argument with my significant other, and it just, everything was fine. And then suddenly it went off the rails. How do I handle a situation like that better next time? What can I do differently? So it'll be really practical. And I'm not about pedagogy or theory or any of that. These are simple tools that you can jot down on a piece of paper, pull out and use when you're uncertain of what to say or do next. And so bring your situations, bring just your real life or work experiences. The point of Monday, at least from the perspective of my heart, is that I want everybody, when they leave, to leave with tools that they didn't have when they walked in the door that will help them to prevent, and I wish I would have handled that differently moment.
Excellent. Real life experiences. I'm hearing bring a journal if you have one, and we have pens and loose paper at the wellness center, so you can, don't worry if you forget. Um, Jodee, thank you so much for taking time to share a little bit more about who you are, what you're going to be sharing at the Women's Circle Chicago. So great to host you. And how, if people are interested in hosting you as a guest speaker at their business, at their event, at their convention,
Yeah, I
how
do
can they reach
keynotes.
you?
Yeah, I do keynotes all the time, and I do trainings across multiple industries, and I train people one on one, and I also, I can also do people. I've done everything in between those two spectrums. My website, my landing page, so it you can access my schoolwork or my corporate work is all one word, thejodeeblancogroup.com. So it's TheJodeeBlancogroup.com, thejodeeblancogroup.com. And my cell phone number, if you want to call or text me, is 312-961-3430. And I'll bring cards with me to the Women's Center. And again, and then Cindy, what you might want to do is just put my contact info up on the Zoom or make it available on your website or via Zoom, however anyone can access it the most easily.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. So go check out Jodee's website, see all the things that she's created and what she's up to and what she can offer to your groups and organizations. Again, Jodee, looking forward to having you on Monday. And please pre-register. We have space for 20 women in the Wellness Center, and we have space for up to 50 in the Zoom. So we'd love to have you in person. And anything else you want to share, Jodee?
No, just come one, come all, and it would be a good thing if we had too many people wanting to come in person, and if they do, let's just find a way to squeeze everybody in. So I
Perfect.
really look forward to seeing you guys. And Cindy, you are one of my favorite people. I love you with all my heart. So I'm especially honored to do this because I think you're just awesome.
Thank you so much, Jodee.
All right, guys, I'll see you soon. All right,
Yes,
happy
we'll see you in a week.
communications. All
Okay,
right, bye-bye.
bye.